Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's my great pleasure to present my teaching design from the following aspects: teaching analysis, objectives, procedures, and assessments. This is integrated English course practiced for the first year English majors. Through about 10 years English study, the students have got a comparatively good command of grammatical rules, but they lack the knowledge about this course and are deficient in critical thinking. Therefore, fostering their discourse awareness and improving their critical thinking ability are important goals for this course. The topic of Unit 2 is ambition, which matches students' psychological need to set a goal at the beginning of college life. By analyzing the teaching materials, I set the following objectives from knowledge, competence, and morality. 4 sessions with 2 class periods each are allocated for the whole unit. This diagram presents the teaching procedures for each session. Generally speaking, for the main texts A and B, students preview the text by previewing comprehension exercises and reading supplemented materials. They learn to raise questions and exchange views on the teaching platform. In class, students learn the language, contents, and discourse through drills, question and answer, and discussion. After class, students need to consolidate vocabulary and grammar through will-learn group, complete spoken or written tasks, and post them online. The teaching demo later on is a condensed one of the 4th period of text A. Students are to learn the coherence between paragraphs under teacher's guidance. For text C, written by a Chinese reporter from Chinese perspective, the focus is cross-cultural study of the attitudes toward ambition between Westerners and Chinese. Different methods are applied in the assessments, in and off class, with the intent of diagnosis and promoting learning. That's my teaching design. Next is my demo class. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Are you ready for the class now? Yes. Great. Today, we continue to deal with text A. Before we get started, let's take a brief review of what we've learned. The feature writing ambition, do you need it to succeed, is from Work-Life column on BBC website. The author starts with Coney's instance, then explains the definition and factors. Lastly, different people's views are presented. We learned 3 main cohesive devices within paragraphs to create coherence. Our focus today is to analyze the coherence between paragraphs in the last part and discuss the ending of the text. First of all, please go through the last part and fill in the blanks of the 4 persons' views. 30 seconds is for you. Here we go. Okay, I find you were finished. Blythe? Well, when I ask one student to read the views, other students, please think about whether there is connection of the 4 views, okay?
Okay, Mark Quinn claims that many companies like collective ambition. David McDonald says that he got promoted by being a loyal, hardworking, easygoing, and reliable employee. Gani says that people who rise to the top need to be likable, social, hardworking, normal, and committed to the institution. Coney concludes that he got his position because of his excellent performance as a salesperson and his teamwork spirit instead of maneuvering.
Okay, you got the right answer. And I want to ask Yuki, Do you think they are, connected, or they are just different opinions?
Okay, in my opinion, the four views are closely related.
How?
All of them have the same good quality, such as loyal, hardworking, sociable, etc. They just lie parallel, so they are related.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You mean they all emphasize the qualities like being committed or being cooperative, right? Okay, these four paragraphs look parallel, as you mentioned, but can we change the order of the four paragraphs? Do you think so?
No.
Well, right. According to our reading and writing experience, there might be logic behind the arrangement, right? So next, please, try to draw an organization graph on the worksheets of the logical relation of the four paragraphs. I will give you 30 seconds. Here we go. Okay, time is up. Would I ask Felix to present your graph?
Yep.
First, yeah, you can introduce it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that the 10th paragraph and the 12th paragraph is the generalization, and the 11th and 13th paragraph is some specific instance.
Okay.
And also, the 11th paragraph can support the point in the 10th paragraph, and the 13th paragraph is also the supporting material of the 12th paragraph.
Okay, that is your logic relation. Any different ideas? For example, Blue?
Yes, I agree with Felix's point of view. Because paragraph 12, by analyzing the people's identities, Gami is a scholar. His point of view is summarizing the quality committed between paragraphs 11 and 13.
Okay, thank you. Now, Blue mentions a very important word, identity. Yeah, that is, who said those words? Yeah, in paragraph 10, Mark Quinn is a head from an HR company, right? He gives his view from the organization's perspective. Paragraph 11 and 13 provide two real-life examples of how successful employees succeeded, right? Yeah. And paragraph 12, Gami is a professor of psychology, as inferred from paragraph 7. He gives the generalization of the features of successful employees from the perspective of a scholar. The last three paragraphs, to some extent support the idea put forward in paragraph 10. Do you agree? Well, the logic relation, contributes to the coherence of this part. As we learned last time, cohesive devices also contribute to coherence. They can not only be used within paragraphs, but also between paragraphs. Next, I will give you 30 seconds to go through the first and the last sentence from paragraph 11 to 13. Figure out the cohesive device the author used. Here we go. I'd like to invite Belle to tell us the cohesive device used between paragraph 11 and 12?
So from my perspective, the author applied reiteration to connect the two paragraphs.
Reiteration. So
Reiteration.
does he use the, identical terms or similar expressions?
Well, he uses similar expressions.
What are they?
From the 11th paragraph, the last sentence, David said, I worked hard and focused on being somebody who was easy to work with and that people could rely on. And the beginning of the 12th paragraph, Gami said, being an easygoing team player will actually get you further in ambition.
Yeah, that's right. They both mean be an easygoing team player, right?
Yes.
And what is the function of the reiteration here?
The function of the reiteration here is to emphasize.
What?
Emphasize.
Yeah.
Emphasize the similar qualities we both have.
Yeah, right. The importance of being cooperative, right? Then how about Vivi?
From my perspective,
From paragraph 12 to 13, what cohesive device does the author use?
yes, between paragraph 12 and 13, the author used a transitional word, although.
Right.
Yeah, it means concession. That there is one different point that Connie disagree with Gami. Connie thinks that he made it to the CEO role more because he did what was asked of him, and the less because of his own ambition to succeed. Okay, that means although
Connie and Gami disagreed on one point, his main argument is consistent with him, right? Okay. Well, you can see by using cohesive devices, the author not only connect these three paragraphs, but also highlights the good qualities of being committed and being cooperative. Well, let's come to the last paragraph of this text. After reading it, do you think it's a traditional ending? Ethan?
In my opinion, it's not a traditional ending.
Is there anything special here?
In the ending, the author doesn't give us a conclusion, but Connie's words.
Well, whether the text has a conclusion or not, okay, we leave the question later on, but you mean that the author leaves the question for the readers to think about. Do you mean this?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any other idea, Nico?
I think it's not a traditional ending because he used Connie's words to end this text. He also wants to express his views. He agrees Connie's. That's my answer.
Thank you. Well, I would like to remind you of the beginning of this text. How does it start? It starts with Connie's instance. So this ending echoes the beginning. Next, I will give you 30 seconds to skim the two parts. And you can discuss with your partner what is the focus of each part and what is the difference. Okay, here we go.
I think
Yes. People involved.
yes.
Well, you have finished your discussion. Okay, Yuki, can you share your finding after contrasting the two parts?
Okay. In my opinion, in the first part, the author introduced Connie as an outsider.
You mean that's a spectator, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a public aspect.
It presupposes the public opinion, right? Okay. And what does the first part emphasize?
Emphasize Connie's ambition
Okay.
individual. While in the last paragraph, the author focused on Coney himself, how he should be successful.
Yeah.
Success should combine ambition with good quality, like committed, team spirit, something like that. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That is to say, the first part is from the spectator's perspective to demonstrate the role ambition plays in Coney's success, while Coney himself attributes his success more to the qualities like being committed and being cooperative, etc. Well, so do you think the author has conveyed any idea of the relation between ambition to success according to the layouts? What is your idea, Felix?
I think the author didn't directly told us what his point of view is like, but I can conclude from the examples of the four person that because they are all ambitious people and they also have high social status, but they all mentioned that they're all good team players and they must combine their ambition with some good qualities like hardworking, loyal, and easygoing, something like this.
Thank you very much. That is to say, ambition contributes to success, but it is not the only factor, right? You also need the good qualities, as mentioned in the text, to achieve success. Well, that is the opinion of the author. Well, what is your voice? Well, I give you maybe 20 seconds to exchange your views with the partner. Later, I will invite you to share. Here we go. Well, how about Belle? Would you like to share your idea?
Well, in my opinion, ambition is not the only factor that contributes to success. We also need all these self-confidence, self-discipline, enthusiasm.
Yeah, we need a lot of qualities. Well, how about Blue? Do you agree with Belle?
I disagree with Belle. I think that
idea.
Ambition is very essential in success because it's just like a motivation for me to strive forward, to make progress, to make myself better than before, and to make achievements in life.
Thank you. People may have different opinions on this issue, but here I would like to remind you that not every ambition is good. As mentioned in the text, corporations don't appreciate the individual ambition at the expense of collective ambition. In Chinese context, individual ambition should conform to the collective ambition. What is that? The rejuvenation of the Chinese nation, right? With patriotism at support line, we also need the qualities like being hardworking, cooperative, committed to achieve ambition. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Well, and these factors have been incorporated in the core socialist values, which should be the guideline for our daily work and life. To summarize today's lesson, we analyze the coherence between paragraphs from the logical relation as well as cohesion, and we also discuss the relation of ambition to success. Well, homework for you. The first one, interview a school fellow and write a paragraph on how he achieved his success. And second one, set a goal for your college life and make a plan on how you will strive to achieve it. For the second task, you don't need to hand it in. You can put it in the envelope. Well, at end of each semester, you can open the envelope and see how closer you are reaching your goals. In this way, I can assume that you guys will live a fulfilled college life. That's all for my demo class. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Professor.
Okay, thank you. And I really like the way you interact with the students. And I think it's a very nice way to engage students in the discussion.
Thank you.
I have two questions for you. And the first question is about, because you discuss logic and coherence, and you say the last paragraph is the concluding part, and it echoes the first paragraph. And if we look at the first paragraph, the first sentence, Connie has been ambitious for as long as he can remember. Notice the word here, he has been ambitious. But in the last paragraph, he says something different. He said, he made it to the CEO role more because he did what was asked of him, less because of his own ambition to succeed. It seems the last paragraph contradicts the very first statement. So I would like to make a comment on that. And because you talk about the logic and coherence, do you think there is a problem with the logic?
Well, thank you, Professor. Actually, that point is what motivates me to design the teaching. Because when I first read it, I also find that it seems to be contradictory between the first part and the last paragraph. Well, so just now I asked the students to contrast these two parts. The first paragraph, is from the author's perspective or the spectator's perspective. They think, okay, the successful CEO, Mike Coney, was so ambitious so that he achieved his goal. Well, while in the last paragraph, Coney himself, we say the perspective of the person involved, attributes his success to the qualities. And in this way, the author implied that ambition is not the only factor contributing to success. It also needs to be combined with qualities. And that is the author's voice, conveyed through the text. Thank you.
Thank you. And from the very sentences, it's actually very difficult to say whose perspective it is, because Coney has been ambitious for as long as he remember. He remember, you understand words. So it's difficult to say it's not from his perspective. He said he succeeded because he did what was asked of him. So I'm not sure whether you can say there is a difference of perspective here. But anyway, your answer is interesting. My second question is about the way you engaged class. I think it's very good. You ask them, and then you talk about the order of the paragraphs there. And you say, and the students obviously come to the conclusion, as expected, the paragraphs cannot be reshuffled. But the question here is, why can't they be reshuffled? As far as I see it, paragraph 11, paragraph 13 can be reshuffled. And why don't you methodologically ask the students to reshuffle the paragraphs and then to discuss the consequences or the differences as far as the logic, coherence, or the theme is concerned? And that'll be much more exciting than come to the conclusion without reshuffling the paragraphs there. So what is your comment on that? Thank you.
Well, thank you, Professor. I think your suggestion is very inspiring. Well, according to my understanding of the last part, it is true that you think that the paragraph 11 and 13 can be reshuffled or change the order of them, right? But we say that this article is online, on BBC website, as I mentioned at the beginning. It is a feature writing. I think that the author has his own style. Well, by putting Coney's instance at the end of the text, it echoes the beginning. I think it is more attractive to the readers, because they might think that's why Coney say differently with the author's opinion. Thank you.
Okay, just a quick comment, because you said the purpose of the class is critical thinking. Yeah. If it is critical thinking, even if the article was chosen from BBC, whatever sources, it doesn't guarantee the logic because it comes from BBC. So you have to ask the students to analyze, to think in a critical manner, and then to reach a conclusion that it is coherent. You can't say it is BBC, then it's coherent. There are lots of stuff on BBC which is not coherent. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Professor.